Want to know a secret? I used to suck at TIG welding. And these are 3 of the biggest things that messed me up when I was first learning. My name is Dusty, and I've been TIG welding in the industry for almost 20 years now. My YouTube channel is for the positive people in the welding community who love TIG welding as much as I do. So join me on my mission on my channel, and let's get welding. This is Pacific Arc TIG Welding. Welcome to another episode. If you're first learning how to TIG weld, I'm gonna save you some time. When I first started learning about 20 years ago, I had a really rough start. I didn't have a lot of direction, and I wasn't able to break things down for myself and figure out why certain things were happening. So let me tell you a story. I just finished up an 8-week program with a new batch of students in my online training program. And I have to say, it was probably one of the most consistent batches of students for a few different reasons. They were all super consistent on moving through the different joints that we were working on, but also consistent in the fact they all got stuck on the same stuff early in the program. And it occurred to me, it was all the same things that I got stuck on when I was having trouble progressing when I first started. So today, we're gonna go over 3 things that are most likely gonna give you some problems, and we're gonna go over how to deal with them. So the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, if you're learning, how sick are you of burning your fingertips on your filler hand? When I first started to learn how to TIG weld, my supervisors would always get really irritated with me because I was always looking for a replacement glove for my right hand only. My left glove, which I held the torch with, was always pristine and brand new, but my right hand would always have the fingertips damn near burnt off them. And then after a while, I started to realize why this is happening. One thing I did not learn how to do properly was how to properly advance the filler with my fingers. I would start off with my hand ready at the beginning of a weld at a comfortable distance, and then as I progressed through the pass, my hand would always just creep closer and closer to the weld. Now, this is gonna do 2 things that are gonna mess you up. The first thing, obviously, is gonna burn your fingertips. It happens pretty quickly. You may think you have a ton of room left to go, but then without warning, you start to see your fingertips start to smoke, and then you feel the heat. You either have to tough it out and get burned just to finish the pass, or stop the weld in a place that you hadn't anticipated stopping. Now, the second thing that's gonna happen is your hand is eventually going to get in the way of your vision. As you begin to advance through the length of your weld, because one hand isn't feeding properly to stay out of the way, it's eventually going to get in the way of you seeing clearly. It's the same thing I just talked about. You may think you have a ton of room to go, but before you know it, your hand's in your face and you can't see properly. So how do we fix this habit and prevent it from happening? All happens with the setup before you even get welding. Hands comfy, proper posture, and hands well out of the way. The idea is to have your filler rod hand to be secure and comfortable for the end of your pass, not the beginning. People always get set and comfortable at the beginning of a pass. And as they start to weld, their hand always stays in the same place. And they start to weld towards it, where it inevitably starts to get in their way. Talk about a buzzkill. Save your fingers and save some tungsten. Set up with your hand clear and learn to feed properly from the distance you set up before you start welding. So I want to move on to the second thing that I got stuck on when I first started learning. And believe me, this is something I really wish I learned way sooner. Basically, to sum this one up, it was not using enough heat. I was always scared of burning through whatever I was working on. One of the main things I wanted to learn when I first started TIG welding was the outside corner joint. Most people know what I'm talking about when I say that, hands down, this is one of the coolest looking welds, and I wanted to learn it really bad. So when I started to learn this one, nobody taught me how important it was to get this detail down 100%. In this episode here, I talked about how I was too timid with heat when I was trying to learn this joint. And unfortunately, one time, one of these welds I did failed, and it failed at a really important time. It was a real bummer. That episode is in the description below. Check it out if you missed that one. But that was a long time ago, and since then I've got it sorted out. But now this is one of the main things I teach my students when I work with them, and that is allowing things to blend into the base material properly. A lot of people, myself included, are timid about burning through to the other side. So what typically happens is people use not enough heat to avoid burning through to the other side. What I wish somebody told me was the fact that I actually could stand to hang out a little longer at the start and establish a proper puddle without burning through at the beginning of a weld. So adding a bit of filler rod, waiting, what's the saying I always say on my channel? Fill and chill. And in taking the time to do this at the beginning of your weld, you will achieve a proper start that has the exact size and profile of the weld I want. At that point, once I've gotten what I'm looking for, all I have to do is just move on out at that point. I would be able to use a little more heat in my weld, which would allow for better penetration and better blending of the filler material into the base material. This is a big one that comes with practice over time. As I said, it's a bit of a bravery factor, especially when you first start learning. The fear of burning through is very common, but I encourage you to work on managing your starts and really focusing on what you want out of the start before moving out at all. These last two things that we have just been over here are very, very important. However, this third thing we're gonna go over here, absolutely the biggest thing that I wish somebody taught me when I first started to learn. And this was not learning on simple exercises and trying to learn on joints that were too difficult. How many people out there can relate to this? Let me know in the comments below. When you first started learning, you saw stuff you wanted to learn and you just tried to duplicate it and make it look like examples you'd seen. Now, I get hit up pretty often online from people who are trying to improve what they are doing when they first start learning. I love hearing from people, but sometimes what I see is pretty typical. There are a lot of pretty cool projects out there that look like a lot of fun. Boat parts, truck parts, car parts, etc. You know what I'm talking about. So people try to learn their beginner welds on projects like this. For example, if somebody wanted to learn how to TIG weld some exhaust parts for a car, I would encourage this person to hold off on learning this stuff right away. What I have done with all of my students, both in person and online in my program, is start them from the absolute basics. Boring, right? It may seem tempting to start off with the cool stuff right away, but when we start with this basic stuff, we give ourselves a better understanding for when we actually start the projects that we want to learn. For example, if somebody wanted to learn how to weld an exhaust run for a car on a bunch of pie cuts or something, I would encourage them just to get a normal piece of pipe and to follow some lines and weld over the surface, not over an actual joint. What we want to do is learn the basics of width control, heat input, as well as filler rod amount. Trying to learn all of these things all at once on an actual joint, where now we also have to worry about burning through, is going to make these details much more difficult to learn. This goes for different plate configurations as well. I know everybody wants to learn the fancy joints, but trying to learn all of your basics at the same time as attempting this without any understanding of the fundamentals is just going to give somebody a lot of extra stuff to pay attention to and have to learn on the fly. Keep it simple. Run flat passes. Work on the small details I cover so often on episodes on this channel. Perfect starts, good control, all the stuff that would be very difficult to do if you were to just try learning all this stuff all at once on an actual joint. These are big things I wish I knew when I first started welding. I have obviously worked on all of these details a lot over the past years, but I've been very happy to share some of this stuff with people I am teaching and people who watch my channel. Watch this episode again. Take notes on some of the small details and think about ways that you can apply some of this stuff to the ways that you practice. I still practice to this day. I have been welding almost 20 years now, and I still practice often. So if you missed it, jump back and check out this episode. It talks about that time I learned a very hard lesson in a very hard way and what I learned from it. If you are a true ArcHead who watches the show every week, drop a dime in the comments below. Go out today, do a random act of kindness for a stranger. For Pacific Arc TIG Welding, my name is Dusty. Fill and chill. We'll talk soon. Peace.